All right. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Thanks for tuning in and watching our service today. And so I'm here hanging at my house and excited to chat with you. I'm going to give it just a little bit. We have I'm here hanging at my house. We have YouTube logging on. We've got ERCLA.TV logging on, and want to hear how everybody's doing. So from the service today, what stood out? Cal, you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. We're talking to people about the service. What stood out to you from the sermon today? Got Bailey on. Bailey says hi, Cal. She says hi. What stood out to you from the service? As you're thinking about it, I'm going to give you some of my thoughts, and then, as always, every week, I want to hear from you. Salt. Pastor Ken obviously talked a lot about being salt and light, and when it comes to salt, I think there are two things that Ken talked about. One, in that it's a preservative, right? You think about salt preserving stuff. Is that funny?
Yeah, look.
Yeah, you see yourself?
Look.
I'm talking to people at church right now.
Look.
Yeah.
I'm moving down and I'm moving.
Welcome to the Corver House. This is how we roll here.
We missed you all.
Yes. When it comes to salt, it preserves. And so Ken talked about how you have meat, you put salt on top of the meat, you put another meat, more salt, more meat, more salt, because they didn't have refrigerators, and it preserves. And so one of the things I'm wrestling with, hey, get that stinky paw out of here, is I wonder what situation God is inviting you to step into and be salt. Where is he inviting you to step in and be a preservative? Maybe it's a marriage that's in crisis. Maybe it's a kid who's having a really hard time with online school. Maybe, it's something with a neighbor. I don't know. You can be the one to tell me that. But there's situations that God said, I want you to be salt. And so I wonder what that is. Now, the second thing salt does, though, we didn't unpack it a lot today, and that is salt helps things taste good. And so if you've ever had a good steak or you've ever had a good corn on the cob, is the best example. I've heard this from other pastors. When you eat that, you put the butter, you put the salt on it. You know what I'm talking about? And you don't end up eating that going, wow, that was really good salt. That was delicious. That was delicious. That was great corn on the cob, because salt takes something and maximizes it. And so I wonder how we can take the stuff that God's given us, our finances, our time, our energy, our car, our home, our food, our network, our resources, and make it salty. Because like Pastor Ned just typed up here, it brings out the flavor. It brings out the flavor, and ultimately for Christians, we want God to get that glory. So salt preserves. What's up, Bobby? Quinn says hi. Quinn, you say hi? Yeah, we're hanging out, being salt and light, aren't we? Yes, we are.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh, no, you're good. When it comes to light, we were talking about just different stories. Ken obviously talked about the Dirksies, the Matthews, Usain Bolt being light, and we wonder, how can we be light this week in our conversations and in the situations at work, on the road? How can we be a blessing to other people? And I really like that line that came from Pastor Kevin that was talking about releasing kindness into the world.
Yeah.
How can we do that?
Yeah.
At a really practical level, how can we release kindness into the world? So I'm going to look real quick and check on YouTube and check online and see. Denise is posting. She said, take opportunity to give Jesus credit from people in a secular setting. They notice how I'm different from others. Just yesterday, this message was for me. Great job, Denise. The Lord's using you, and he's going to keep using you this week. And so kind of wrapping up, the last thing I would say for me, and if anybody has anything else that stood out, please share it in the post. I really love that list of things from Pastor Tim Keller. I'm going to use some thoughts from Pastor Tim Keller in my sermon next week too, but the man, God's using him. And what's so impressive is he looks at that list of marks for the early church: multiracial, multi-ethnic, highly committed to the poor and marginalized, radically committed to forgiveness, receiving and giving forgiveness, against abortion and infanticide, and lastly, sixth, revolutionary regarding the ethic of sex. And so I love how he mentioned that there's a temptation to take the top two or the bottom two and then align that with like a political party, which I don't think is even necessarily true or accurate, but there's a temptation that's in our culture to do that. And the church is about all of them. And that's what makes us different. And so I want to encourage you, check that out. maybe rewatch that part of the sermon today, those 6 marks. And Bobby, you got any final thoughts, any comments on the sermon?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I was really encouraged, too, at the end when Pastor Ken was kind of challenging and encouraging Emmanuel Church and just saying, he said this at the beginning of coronavirus, too, if not now, when?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the same thing. For such a time as this, everyone has the capacity for kindness, but are we going to choose kindness? Or are we going to choose, whatever, insert fill in the blank? But we all have the capacity there. But sometimes it's a really easy choice, like a God bless you, Usain Bolt's fist bump. And sometimes it can be a really difficult choice, like forgiving and that kind of thing too. But we definitely all have the capacity for it. So just kind of praying and asking, Holy Spirit, would you help us? Would you help us, and would you release this flow of kindness? So that I feel like that was just kind of a challenge too from Pastor Ken, that I'm kind of wondering, okay, Lord, what do you have for me this week? As we respond there. So it was good.
So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Future weeks, we're going to have the lobby after the services. And again, the whole purpose of this is to act as if we just walked out the church building together and we're on the sidewalk catching up.
Running around after her.
Our kids are running around. We're trying to catch them, get them off the playground, the roof, the stairs, wherever they're at. And just, please pass the word along that we're going to have services at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. online because, as Pastor Ken mentioned, we have people all over, not only the United States watching, but all over the world. And when it's at 8 a.m., it provides an opportunity for those on the East Coast, but even those in Europe and other places to log on before they go to bed and to do that. So 8 a.m., 10 a.m. after each service, we'll be here hanging out in the midst of the beauty and the chaos of the Corver home. And so just know we love you guys. Thanks for tuning on. And we'll catch up with you this week. All right. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.